How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Fast and Gaming. I'm your boy Fast, and we are back on Clash of Beasts today. I hope everyone's had a great weekend. I know I'm looking forward to the end of Raid Wars because it is a grind and a half now. Anyway, today's video I'm going to be covering what I think is the only I can really cover for you guys. Everyone's covering early game, mid game, and how affinities work and stuff like that, and I've covered a lot of that stuff. However, no one can really talk about endgame because no one's in endgame besides myself. So that is what I'm going to try to bring you guys in these next couple of videos. Besides the video covering Quets once it drops, because I will be covering that as well. Anyway, I feel like I want to start preparing people, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, before I get into today's video and what I'm going to be covering, I do want to go ahead and let people know this is going to be a giveaway video, so make sure to leave your in-game name and your team name so that I can send you the redemption code for the Guardian Knight portrait. And obviously, if you don't have a team, I can't send it to you. So, even have a team for a day. Also, I would like to go ahead and say that this video is made in collaboration with Ubisoft under the Clash of Beasts Content Creator Program. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about the levels that you should be aiming for going into the final tier, which is going to be Tier 5 Beasts. I would honestly say if you are mid to late 70s and not past level 85 for sure, you will be fine in Tier 5. You do not want to be coming out of Tier 5 any higher, I'd say, than probably level 88. So that means by the time you have every beast in Tier 5, you should not be past level 88. So keep that in mind. And I say that because of the amount of XP needed again, and it's going to be harder to find and train your beasts. So really keep that in mind. I'd say a nice, safe room, again, is going to be between, I'd say, 77 and then going into it, and then 80 going into it, and then the final part, it should be no higher than 88. So obviously not a lot of wiggle room, but trust me, from what I've seen and how I personally went it, because I went into it in the 90s and it's been a struggle since. So definitely do not want to go into it in the level 90s. Next, what I want to cover is the quests. So unfortunately, I've already done all the tower quests, so I can't show you those. I can tell you the last two story quests for the towers is going to be first building 2 void cannons. Once you do that, then it's going to ask you to build 2 void towers. So if you have those built already, you will have to demolish and rebuild. That's just the name of the game. That's why I'm trying to give you guys heads up now. Now, when it comes to the beasts, as you can see, it's over here, it's 18 out of 18. This is the final beast in Tier 5. You have to train it to level 12. Now, what it means by 18 out of 18, and you're probably thinking, well, there's only 9 creatures. Well, here's how it works. You get 2 points for each creature, first on obtaining it, by basically breeding that creature, and then taking that creature to breeding level. So that means since there's 9 creatures, each creature gives you 2 points, so 9 times 2 is 18. So now let's talk about Tier 5. So you get into Tier 5, you're thinking this is pure endgame, and it currently is. What is going to be needed to get through it? So first and foremost, there is 3 creatures you have to get into the Legendaries. The first one's going to be Bogron. He is a little bit harder to get for sure, but he is one of the gatekeepers. The next gatekeeper is going to be Hellstorm. And just to throw out my personal opinion, obviously this is Tier 5. It should be the strongest. However, I'm going to say, even with my love of tanks, if you're a tank lover, you're not going to probably have very much fun with this thing. He's just bad. His skills, he only has 3 skills. He just is lacking, unfortunately, for Tier 5. That's why I didn't take him further. Typically, I need to go back and probably train him. He just was not what I expected. I hoped that he would be a lot better. He looks really good. Again, a lot of the art is really good, but that doesn't mean anything in gameplay. But you do need him for breeding the Legendaries. The final gatekeeper is going to be Malrag, probably the best berserker tier-wise in-game. Hands down, very strong, mainly because of his explosive shield. You can really just walk through a base with him. I was actually very pleasantly surprised how strong he was, especially for as a berserker and in a tier. So those three you do 100% have to get if you want to get into the legendaries. I'm not going to cover how to breed them because you have to breed everything in the end anyway. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is a lot of people are going to ask probably about Dajin. Yeah, he's really cool looking. However, he does cost you 43, basically almost 44k in gems. I would not buy the pack. It's not going to be worth it. I don't actually have access to the pack because I'm such a high level that when they introduced the packs when Global launched, I instantly was unable to look and or see any of them. I do have a player on my team who does have him, but from what he has said, it is such a grind to get this thing even up one level. It just, to me, doesn't seem like it's going to be worth it. But if you're a collector, go ahead. Now, let's talk about the legendaries. Now, as you can see, we have Kep, Skybark, and Korhal. You do need to get all three. However, obtaining these, you will also get Stitch. So you do not have to actually breed Stitch in succession. So you can hold off until you get the legendaries and get him for free. It'll still be part of the story. It shouldn't mess you up. I will say, before I continue to talk about the legendaries, Stitch, to me, is probably the best legendary in Tier 5, or sorry, best epic in Tier 5, especially anyone who likes rogues. He does have 4 skills, instantly making him better than Hellstorm. He does have a cloak, and then his final ability does let him do an AoE, a lot like Death Gaze. So you can cloak and walk through a whole base with him. He is a lot of fun. He's all about the poison as well. And he also has poison immunity, so the barrel towers do not affect him. So, fun-wise, you can get him before Hellstorm. I did myself. It's just up to you. If you want to have fun and have a creature that you're going to enjoy flying, and, again, that's my personal thought. I enjoyed him. You may not, but you don't have to get him. You can wait until you get a legendary. It's up to you if you want to get to legendaries faster. Now, back to the legendaries. Again, everyone knows how much I love rogues and tanks. However, I would say Kep here is probably hands down the best legendary in Tier 5, and he is just a powerhouse. Even as a mage, and they're not typically my favorite, this thing is probably my favorite mage. So far, not in a season. As a seasoned beast. He is definitely... his story was really kind of boring. It wasn't anything special compared to Shashman, but as just a massive giant beetle, he's really fun. A lot of fun. I think a lot of people are going to really like to play him. He's just super strong. That's just how it is. He doesn't even have a heal ability, and he's still really good. And the first time I got him, I thought of Beetleborgs, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. And I just pretty much aged myself too. Anyway, then we have Skybark. I was really hoping to get Skybark. I actually got him second. And I'm not going to say he's bad by any means. He just gets very repetitive. And that can be really boring for a lot of players. I know a lot of people on my team that have him say the same thing. He just can be really repetitive. Mind you, he is really strong. He does have a 1 mana cost that lets him target a tower. And then once that tower is destroyed, you gain health and mana back. And then he does have his Nature's Barrage, which will target 3 towers at the same time within a certain amount of distance. Mind you, that distance is pretty close. It used to only target 2 towers, but we complained enough, and they finally fixed it because it just wasn't good enough. I do wish the range was a little bit longer, but like I said, between the 2 skills, he will shut down a whole island or a whole base pretty easy just because of constant healing and hitting 3 towers. And then the final beast of Tier 5 is going to be Korhal. for all those rogue lovers, you're going to probably be very disappointed. I know I was. He's probably the weakest out of the 3 legendaries, which is upsetting considering he is the most high. He is basically the highest costing out of the 3. He needs 30 shards to unlock him, while Skybark needs 25 and Kef only needed 20. So it's really ridiculous that him being the final beast is so high costy. So keep that in mind. He is going to cost you guys a lot, even in, soul shard or prismatics. So, and you're going to be disappointed. So that pretty much covers what you need to know for tier 5. I gave you guys my personal thoughts on the legendaries, the 3 gatekeepers you're going to need, and then the option to either go for him and or wait to get him from breeding one of the legendaries, and then my thoughts on Dajin. So for now, that's going to be pretty much covering this video. Like I said, you don't want to be higher. Honestly, you do not want to be level 90 going. You don't want to be level 90 going into tier 5. You're going to absolutely hate it. Really want to stay low level as much as possible. Next video, I'm going to be covering the bases. I'm going to have people attack my base that are within means of being able to take it out. We're going to talk about how to defend at high levels and base setups. As you can see, I have changed my base quite a bit since the last time since my early videos. I can say right now, I have built a level 25 leech. I said I would. I will be covering that. I did destroy the taunt tower because the taunt tower is just utterly horrible. And I see a lot of people building it, and you know what, if you guys want to, but I built it to max and I instantly destroyed it because it was still bad. Hopefully, once tier 6 drops, which will be hopefully next month, the base builds will be a little bit better, and I can show you more endgame base builds, because as you can see right now, and this is why I don't want people to be rushing, is you can't level up your architect study until you have tier 6. So really, until tier 6 drops, you should just focus on getting to tier 5 and then just kind of relax, have some fun with it. My personal thoughts. Anyway, I hope that helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.